Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in. And there has been a lot of information in the past that you must have read or learnt about. WhatsApp privacy policies is facing a backlash. A lot of chats have leaked, and people are moving on to different chat platforms, be it Telegram or even Signal. And I have with me Rahul from Lucidius, who has been with us in the past whenever we wanted to talk about security issues. Thank you so much for joining us today, Rahul.
My pleasure, Smear. It's always great to be on Digit, and my love to all the viewers.
Thanks, Rahul. Okay, so first, for all those that are watching, and I'm pretty sure even though there's a lot of information outside, a lot of people may not be aware as to what exactly happened with WhatsApp and what policy change that led to such an uproar. So, for our viewers, can you just simplify it as to what WhatsApp said, what was interpreted, and what is the situation right now?
So I think it's a very wide topic to cover, but I will try to conclude it in just 2 minutes. So first of all, I will like to break some myths. First they are saying that WhatsApp gonna read your chat, they can record your voice, record your audio, record your calls, video and audio both. That's absolutely nonsense. So they can't do that. Even they want, they can't do that because it's end-to-end encrypted. Now, second thing is that what exactly is the change? Now, obviously they have a very big database, user base, and they want to put it into the business. So what they did is that most of the impact is happening in terms of reading the content and whatever the privacy issues are not happening from a personal account, but once you convert your personal account into a business account. So if there is a business account, then definitely there is some automatic backup. Again, for example, when you book a ticket from Book My Show, you have seen that a lot of companies are using WhatsApp as their business, and automatically you get a reply. Obviously, you need to have logs for that, database for that, so that in the past you can see what was the customer problem which was there. This data for sure they are saying that they will be using, and there was also a myth initially that they will not share this collected data with the third parties outside Facebook. Now they are saying they will also not share this WhatsApp data within the companies of Facebook. So that is also an update which is given to them. And later, as we know that they have stayed this situation, they are not implementing it immediately. So in nutshell, for a single user like you and me, there is not a big concern right now. First, because they are not implementing it, and second, if it would be implemented, then the major impact will happen if you have converted your profile from personal profile to the business profile, and then you are using the personal chats and all, then that will be a concern.
Yeah, so just to again reiterate what you said, if I, Sameer, have a personal account and tomorrow, let's say I am selling cakes from home and I convert my personal account into a business account, that is when my chats are at risk because my personal chats in my business account will be a problem. But if I only keep it as a business account and use it for my transactions, then that is anyways some knowledge of that is in a way it's public, right? Because I'm selling things, I'm making a business out of it, so that's fine. So it is only a personal conversation, so you should not convert your personal account into a business account. However, if a person, an individual is interacting with me, my business account, his data is also going to be saved because he'll probably send me requests to see my portfolio of products, want to send me payment information. So that can get a little risky if I share, let's say, my bank account with an IFSC code on WhatsApp saying, please transfer the money here. It does get a little risky with that kind of information being shared, right?
Now think about e-commerce platforms, Sameer. Whenever we have a problem with them and I want to buy something, definitely the talk is not concentrated on the payment stuff and all, because that is purely automated. Maybe if you're finding a bug in that, definitely technical support will help you. In the same manner, if you see, most of the WhatsApp businesses is with the automated bots, predefined questions which are there. So even you are trying to talk with them, what you will talk, you will not talk definitely personal on the business account.
True.
And definitely you will talk about your problem statement, which they will address in terms of not asking you the password, because again, these are guidelines will be issued by the company. Think about like a WhatsApp is now used by a lot of banks and they are not asking for the critical information there also. So again, from a business account point of view, it's more over like technical support, which will helping you to get the purchase done in terms of maybe link is not working. They will be sending a link to you and so on and so forth. But definitely from a privacy concern, and obviously you will not talk personal stuff on that business account. And we don't do that usually, right? Unless and until I am using my personal and business account together. So my advice to every organization, especially the small and medium businesses, and even for the bigger organizations, it is a very good call for every company now to really introspect themselves to see that how many business talks they are doing on WhatsApp. Because if you pay attention a little bit to the WhatsApp and other platforms like this, they are not designed from a security and privacy standpoints. They are designed from a convenience point of view. I can talk to my friends, so on and so forth. So when something is not designed from the security standpoint of view, we should not use that platform for a business communication. And I can see that a lot of companies we have in their security policies, we have seen that WhatsApp is not mentioned, but 80% of their work and communication and sharing the critical files are happening on WhatsApp, which then transfer some other thing like Microsoft Teams or maybe Slack, which is a new player in the market in terms of the business chat communication. So I think that these are the things which everyone should consider. And right now, again, they are not rolling down the new policies, so we have some time to feel peaceful. Yeah.
So a lot of people now have migrated or are planning to migrate from WhatsApp to other chat platforms. Telegram and Signal. All these guys have put out information saying that their user base has grown multifold. So can you talk a little bit about how, from a user's perspective, how does their security transfer? Because we've seen so many chats recently from high profile people have leaked online. It's happened in the past with a lot of celebrity cases and all. And if the conversations are end to end encrypted, then how have these conversations leaked? So let's start by talking about the competing platforms that people are choosing, and maybe how has this leak happened and how can people keep their data safe?
Absolutely. I think it's a great question, Sumit, because I think many of the viewers are concerned after when celebrity chat got hacked and then some journalists and so forth. So I'll answer the second part first because that will be more related to the WhatsApp chat leaks and all. So one thing for every individual needs to understand that when you are deleting any chat from the WhatsApp window, it will not be deleted from your mobile, because every time when you do the chat, there is a database file which gets created into the phone. So where it is, you go to your file manager, then you go to your com.whatsapp folder, and there will be some dbcrypt name database files which are there. Now, remotely, is it possible for any law enforcement agency to get those files? Absolutely not, unless and until they have bugged your phone, or maybe a criminal has bugged your phone. They cannot do that.
So how by bugging, do you mean somebody can remotely send you a link and you click on it?
Absolutely. If I can install an APK in your mobile phone directly, or I send you, okay, your ISP is giving you 100 GB free of cost internet 1 month, definitely you will fall for it, right? And it's similar stuff of social engineering techniques. So once you do that, then once your mobile is bugged, or someone is having a physically have your phone, and especially in the case of journalists, you see the person who they arrested, he was in their custody, and definitely a device was with the law enforcement agency. So maybe the person has deleted all the WhatsApp chat, but he forgot that there is a database which is already there maintaining in the back end and storing there. So they plugged that device with their forensic machine. We have a lot of applications with a lot of agencies which can recover all the deleted phones. So even if you, in the last conversation of us, I have already recommended a user, if you're selling your phone by just doing factory reset to a shopkeeper, there is a 100% guarantee that they can recover the data if they want. So even the factory reset is not going to save you, So there is a formatting known as Department of Defense formatting. There are so many applications free of cost available which can do DoD formatting. So it's like a 3-layer of formatting through which you will never gonna get the data back. This is something people use in terms of they want to respect their privacy. So this is from a law enforcement point of view. Can law enforcement agency remotely hack your chat? Absolutely not. But yes, if you're convicted and they have your device, there is a 100% chance they can recover the chat, even you have deleted according to you.
True.
That is point number 2, which is solved. Point number 1, in terms of WhatsApp alternates, definitely we can see Telegram is a long back. I used to use Telegram a long time back, but our Telegram or Signal again has made a big benchmark in terms of the user base they have got in India, and even from the Twitter handle they told that thank you India for making us a superstar application in just one day. That was huge customer base they did. Now are these applications are 100% secure? Absolutely not, because if you see, there are multiple reported incidents about hackers using these platforms to infiltrate their targets, and users need to use these applications in their best practices setting possible to get the maximum ROI of it from the risk posture. Why? Because if I'm using this application and I am not using the features given in this application to enhance my security, then there is no difference between whatever you're using in WhatsApp and whatever you're using on Telegram or Signal.
True.
Now, coming back to Signal specifically, Signal is far better than any application in terms of security, because this was designed to solve the privacy problem. So from the build, it's very, very secure. And one thing which is a very close fact, which most of the people do not know, end-to-end encryption, the algorithm, usually there is a company known as Whisper, Open Whisper company. So Open Whisper is an organization which designed the algorithm which is used today in iMessenger, in WhatsApp, in Skype, the way we are using now. This Open Whisper company have an algorithm which is doing this end-to-end encryption known as Signal. And the foundation of the Signal application was based on that. So WhatsApp, iMessenger, Skype is the third parties who are using this Signal algorithm. Now Open Whisper and some other organization said, why not we can make our own application? And that was the origin of the Signal application. So whatever they are using from the third party, here you are using the application from the people who build it by themselves, right?
Right.
So that is the reason Signal is far, far secure than that. And from the convenience point of view, Telegram don't give you video calling option. Initially, when I used to use that, I'm not sure what they are using now, but Signal give you the end-to-end encryption. Plus you have features like self-destructive messages if you set 30 seconds, automatically whatever you will chat, automatically that data will be deleted in 30 seconds. So you don't need to delete it. And it's not going to be saved in your phone. It's not going to be saved in your server anywhere, and it's purely deleted. But to enable this feature, again, you have to change the settings that I do not want to have a standard conversation. I want to have the self-destructive conversation within 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and so on and so forth. Now the challenge, and again, in Signal, again, we have an option known as two-factor authentication, multi-factor authentication. Challenge is not, Samir, that these applications are by default secure. Challenge is that people do not know how to utilize these applications to their maximum, features. So there are 10 features in Signal. People are using it, downloading it, and again chatting in a plain text. So again, they are not using the applications to the maximum ROI which they can make. So my request to each and every person is who's using Signal or whatever the application which you think they are secure, please pay attention to their settings and all. And I think 10 minutes, according to respect to your privacy, you can pay, right? And spend there and try to see and play with their features and so on and so forth. And like the two-factor authentication is very important even on WhatsApp and Signal and all the applications, because imagine if you change your phone number. So when you're going to change your phone number, then definitely if you have not enabled the two-factor authentication, whatever the chat which is right now in the transit, not on the server, but which you sent and it's not received by server, it is going to be shown to the user who is having your new SIM card. Oh, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
So imagine now, if you today you can't even change your phone number. If you change your phone number, someone goes to a hotel application and log into your mobile, he can see your all history, whether you have checked in and all.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is linked to your mobile number these days.
Mobile number, absolutely. So wherever it is possible in terms of two-factor authentication, please use that, so that a person, it's just like the iOS, if you know the password of the email, you can recover the data. If you do not know, then you do a fresh start, right?
Yeah.
And that's the only way to look into these applications and use. So my request, only request is that please see the settings of these applications and try to play more with the security and privacy features. Yeah.
So I think anybody who has been listening to this part of the conversation very carefully has caught on to the fact that if you want to have a secure conversation which can be deleted automatically and not saved anywhere, use Signal. And
Yep.
if you are going to use WhatsApp, or if you're going to continue using WhatsApp, just simply deleting your chats or deleting conversations does not delete the conversation from the phone. It is recoverable by professional software, which is why we usually come to know that this information was revealed after the police or the authorities got their hands on the particular handset. Because, like you said, there are specialized apps which can retrieve this data from phones, right? So you have to be very careful to be secure.
So
And
any device, not only phone side, just to be precise here.
yeah, any device, any
Any
device.
device.
But the one point which, if you could just reiterate it and maybe give a few examples, is how to factory reset a phone before you send it, right? Like you mentioned, some secure ways, some applications that are free that one can download. So if you could just highlight a little more information, maybe mention a few apps that people can look into, because let's face it, we are buying phones. It's like once a year you're buying a new phone, and the fact that I have probably sent back 5 phones in the past 5 years and just done a simple Android factory reset, and now you've said that data can be recovered, it does get quite scary, right? So can you talk a little bit more about this and maybe give some apps as an example?
So definitely, I will not endorse any app specifically, but I'll give you the context for sure.
Yeah.
Let's take an example. Whenever you so in I hope I'll give you a very easy example for everyone to understand. Whenever you format a pen drive in your system, okay, you see there are two types of formatting: complete formatting, quick formatting.
Yeah.
Nobody usually pay attention. And nowadays, whenever you plug any kind of secondary device in your system, by default the quick formatting tick is there. You try it
Yeah.
now. If you're watching this, you have a pen drive, plug in your system, and you see and right click on formatting. You will see on quick formatting, it's already a tick mark which is there.
Yeah.
Whenever the data is stored into your device, it is divided into two index tables. It's two columns actually. One is your index and one is the content. Index is the memory address where the data is stored into that device, right? When you do the quick formatting, index values is deleted. That's why it's very quick. Data is still there, by the way, huh? But because the address is removed, operating system says it's empty. I cannot see anything. And when you put new data into it, it gets replaced by the less data. You got my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the traditional way of formatting works. Now, the challenge is when you format it and you do the quick formatting, you think I'm secure. That is your factory reset, by the way. Quick setting, but still the data is there. Now, when the law enforcement agencies put their device or a criminal put your device into the recovery, they by default randomly put a memory addresses. This application put memory, and then now your operating system and application can see the file which exists.
Okay.
Now, to solve this problem, we have devices thanks to NSA or intelligence agency. That is why the real name of this formatting is DoD formatting, Department of Defense formatting.
Okay.
What these applications will do, there are many. You just do a Google search, DoD formatting Android device, do DoD formatting iOS device, and number of applications. Now, once you format with this application, what they will do is they will do like 4 layer of formatting. First, they will do the horizontally formatting in the memory addresses according to it. Then we'll do this way. Then again they will do this way. Then and with a certain encryption. Even you will be able to recover the data if by chance it's there. You will not able to read it because it's already encrypted with 402 8-bit encryption. Very high-end encryption. So in two ways, these formatting will help you. First, they will encrypt your data and then they will format it 4 times from here to there. But in your quick formatting, your factory reset is just like that, removing, not exactly removing the index, but it is close to that, the pen drive formatting. And that's the reason you can recover the data from there. So my advice from a non-technical people, whenever you want to get a new mobile, try to circulate your, do not give to any external part. Still, after doing this much, I'm not sure that still I'll be hesitated. Trust me. So it's better to break your phone. That's the reason. If you see in US culture, they used to they try to they break their phone instead of selling the phone to the third party, right? Because they know that it can be bugged and so on and so forth.
Okay. Now, shifting gears, this is something that I have spoken to you about before, but I tried it out today. Is Lucidius has made an app called Safe Me, right? I have it open out here, and it says 9 dark web exposures for my personal email ID, which is very shocking. And it also tells me something on the homepage, which is like a risk score, a safe score on top. It's telling me whether my phone is updated or not. The most scariest thing is whatever hacks we've heard of, right? Like Dropbox's data was leaked, Zomato data was leaked. wherever I have input this email ID, some places it's showing that my email ID was compromised, some places it's showing that my password was also compromised, right? So before we get into more details, can you quickly just give me a highlight and overview of what this app is and why it has scared me so much already?
Okay, so before jumping to the app, Samir, I would like to give you a small case study.
Yeah.
Um so if you see what is happening in cybersecurity world, especially the term I call social engineering,
Hmm.
especially in the pandemic, criminals are doing things in a very organized way, which are and at a very big scale. I'll give an example. Especially Shark Tank is one of the favorite I think TV series of a lot of young entrepreneurs and all. So
Yes.
if you so in 2020, what happened is that the Shark Tank television judge Barbara,
Hmm.
she was tricked in nearly of 400,000 US dollar through a
Hmm.
phishing and a social engineering scam. A
Okay.
cyber criminal impersonate her assistant and
Hmm.
sent an email to the bookkeeper requesting a renewal payment related to the real estate investment wherever she has purchased a property or not. And
Hmm.
he used an email similar to like the legend, which looks like similar to her account. And the
Hmm.
fraud was only discovered after when the bookkeeper is sending an email to the assistant correcting the address, asking for about the transaction, when maybe the return filing happened and all.
Hmm.
So just to take this example, if you see the problem statement which we try to solve at a major scale in the world, lot of organizations and individuals they are paying amount to secure themselves on
Hmm.
the technology. From your antiviruses you are saving to stay away from antivirus, stay away from the viruses from your phone, from
Hmm.
your PC. From a company's point of view, you are having endpoint solutions, database security, so VAPT, ethical hackers in your house, so and so forth. But I think if you see that last 10 to 12 year trend, majority of the money which an organization is losing is not because of a technology flaw. Especially that if you seen that recent Twitter hack which was happened, it was
Hmm.
not a hardcore technology bug or someone hacked into the server. They tricked one person within the Twitter,
Hmm.
tried to manipulate him, did some trick with him, and then hacked into all the celebrities' account in one go, right?
Yeah.
You cannot 100% say that this is because of the technology fault and it's a human being problem, right? It's a
Hmm.
human error.
Yeah.
Now, till now, especially in our country where we
Hmm.
are, if you see our soldiers who are there, so this project comes to our mind 1.5 year back
Hmm.
when we say that okay, what is the real problem statement we need to address now? And if I and the same thing, which we try to solve through a technology problem. When I say that what is how much battery you have in your phone, right? The
Hmm.
last question you said okay 10%, but how
Hmm.
secure is your phone? Even
Hmm.
antivirus will not tell you that how secure is your phone is, in a cumulative way.
Yeah.
And again, if your phone is secure, doesn't matter that you will not be hacked because it's you who will click on something and somewhere. Even the
Yeah.
antivirus is there. So it's more
Yeah.
over behavior versus knowledge. You have the
Hmm.
right knowledge, but how you will behave in a particular solution, you do
Hmm.
not know unless
Hmm.
and until someone will teach you that these are the behavior, these are the activities which a criminal can do, and this is the way you should behave. So even intentionally, unintentionally, it will be there in your mind. Okay, someone got dubbed like this. Maybe I will not do. I will not. And mostly criminals, whatever the way they are hacking into the organizations today and individuals,
Hmm.
in the news you do not see that hardcore uh, description of the attack. You will say, okay, the person got hacked. You see the headline and all, but nobody
Hmm.
tried to figure it out how he got hacked. What was the trick?
Hmm.
So, Safe Me is all about we are trying to create a cyber re-consciousness in the
Hmm.
society. I don't want to compare with some other channel, but think about an application like Byju's. And I think in our last conversation, I told you that what I want is that in our country where majority of it's like the Jamtara problem, it's
Hmm.
not because your mobile is hacked by the criminal. He's call you and he trick you to transfer money here and there from your wallet. So
Hmm.
by considering this problem in mind and considering organization problem,
Hmm.
how a company CISO or a CRO or a HR can
Hmm.
have a dashboard. This is I'm talking about an enterprise version. Can
Hmm.
have a single view through which they can see in different locations in the globe from a single user how secure he is,
Hmm.
and from a from a company's point of view, how secure my company is in a simple score from 0 to 5. That's where the secure lies. Now,
Okay.
coming back to your question now, what is that score which you download, right? So that so that score which you are showing. So right
Yes.
now, how much score you have there?
It's 2.23.
Okay, that's not a good score to be at.
Yeah.
Minimum three you need, right? So you need to learn some more modules. So this application is concentrated in shaping cyber hygiene first, establishing cyber hygiene. So Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is again taken care by Modi ji. So Swachh Cyber Abhiyan, I think we can jump upon, because, for example, my dad, my mom, they're not that tech savvy, but now they know if someone calls them and say आपका bank account बंद हो जाएगा, they know how to say, okay, do it, no problem, thank you. They know that, right?
Yeah.
This is the message which we want to give to every citizen in India, and that's why this application is absolutely free. In the free version, which is required for every citizen, from soldiers to the police department, from the elderly people, from the young students, especially in the school and colleges, because that is the seed. If I know, if I send an abusive message to a girl or a boy or a kid or maybe some picture, there is a 7 year of imprisonment and 15 lakh rupees fine. I can guarantee you 90% of people will not even dare to do this mistake in schools. Right now, the problem is nobody is telling them that this can happen. This is the repercussion which is there. So this application, if you download, it is available in Play Store and App Store, free of cost for every individual. It is available in Hindi and English both, just to make sure that we'll have the better coverage. And imagine the soldiers of our country. They are getting east and west, attacking them, trying to liquidate them into a thing. They can see that and they can protect themselves to not to share those information. Like I'll give an example. Here in the application we have a video call security, video scam, where criminals are sitting on the side while doing a WhatsApp even video chat with you, and running a girl's video, and you think that you are talking to a girl, and then they record the video and tell the person, okay, can you please reveal some information for this and that. Now imagine if the same thing happened to a soldier or maybe a corporate person, he's working in a bank, he's working in an agency. So how many these type of tricks which are there, from how to use your WhatsApp, how to use your Android Secure. So there are more than 50 modules which are available for free of cost, which are very necessary for every citizen to see in Hindi and English both. For corporates, we have a very bigger library, more than 150 modules. Now, this score is consist of three things. One, what is the, after every module, after every video, whatever you see, there is a question, which is a question answer session. And after the question answer session, we'll ask you, okay, this is your score. More modules you will complete, more learning you will complete. And the best part about these videos, Samir, is that if you have seen that most of the video, 99% videos are below 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like style, very easy, short, to the point, and no gyan, and something which is actionable.
Yeah.
So once you complete these videos, your score will go into the total score. Second, we'll also check what is the exposure of your deep and dark web. So whatever the email you will be registered on this platform, we'll go and check in deep and dark web. Is your email is related to any kind of exposure? For example, like Canva or maybe Make My Trip, they got breached, or Yatra.com, they breached. If I was a part of that, definitely my username and password will be there. Now, for a user, this is the first time they will be able to see, okay, this is my password. It is already exposed. Now, is there any website right now I'm using this password or not? Let me change it immediately, because this is right now in public domain. You are lucky enough that nobody has used that password to hack you.
True.
So in the application, if you see after deep and dark web, there is a thing now, what should I do? So there is guidelines provided that what you do and what not to do. And the third thing, which is very, very important, is the device security, Samir. So in this application, we are not only educating the customer, but we are also checking, is the education is helping in terms of changing his behavior or not? Because that is more important. Maybe you are 10 out of, it's just like you scored 10 out of 10 in all the assignments in the college, and when your result came of the final year, you got failed, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not happy with the day-to-day operation. I need the results to be finalized. So if I'm teaching you to enable two-factor authentication on your Gmail, or I'm teaching you your password, you should not jailbreak your phone, or maybe you should not root your phone, and you should have a password on your screen pad, so on and so forth. But developer option should be off in your phone. This we will check in the application and let you know that these are the risky things you should not do. Now, it's very difficult for every individual to go and check in your mobile phones where are the settings. This was a huge problem, Antivirus just can you let you know, but I want to know, okay, how many 10 settings are there which ensures the overall safety in my phone. So we check each and every application settings, or not application, but these core operating system settings, and let you know, more you will improve these settings, more your score will be improved also.
Okay.
So if you see, this total score is a combination of three things. One is your learning, second is your device security, and third is your level of exposure. When you will change your password in the deep and dark web, in the next update you will see, it will ask you, have you changed your password? Yes. Now your score will be improved.
Okay.
So you see, it's not only the learning, but I am asking you to do something to increase your security posture.
True.
Right? Yeah.
So, I mean, see, the app is great at giving me right now, it's given me good historic data of where my password was and I should change it. And, if you speak to, let's say, our parents' age people, they will put the same password across their email and probably 4 other apps because it's easy for them to remember. And then it's like, oh, I have to change it everywhere.
Yeah.
Will the app also give you any notification if there is a new breach of your email ID? Or, I mean, how do you constantly keep in touch with it to know that you're secure on a regular basis?
Absolutely. So I think in the new updated, as I mentioned you, this was a great feature and it was asked by a lot of people. And so we have a feedback section, and I think we are learning from the users we have. Right now we are close to 50,000 downloads, in just a couple of weeks. So that's a good number to have, and people are really contributing very nice ideas. So out of that, definitely this was on our list number top three things to do, definitely. Not only this thing, but also that if, for example, if there is in future there is an big hack happened on Apple and iOS, like last day there was 3 very big security updates released by Apple. We are adding a feature that it will tell you immediately, have you updated your, maybe because I cannot check corely in your operating system because this is a zero permission application, by the way. People are concerned, okay, what you will see in my phone, what permission you will. We don't see any kind of contact. We will not check your memory card. We will not check your SMS. Nothing. Zero permission app. But we only interact with the operating system setting just to in a read-only mode just to see. So in future you can expect that when there is a hack happened, and I know you did not updated operating system. Now I'll give you a notification that Apple just released an update because these are people got infected. You haven't updated from a year, so please, my request is update your operating system right now. Now, so this application will help you to be updated with the latest trend which is there. We have a very big threat intel team which sits 24/7 and see what's happening in the market and even the deep and dark web, so that we can update our customers in a as well. So this is more over our corporate services we give, but for users, individuals, every citizen in India, they will get it absolutely free in the upcoming time. Yeah.
That's actually great that you're laying a pretty strong foundation for free services from an app like this, which not only tells you about your device but also other services where you can get exposed, and also gives you tips on, I saw there's a catalog of 25 beginner videos on how to be safe on your Gmail, on Facebook, on various platforms. Is there any paid tier for an individual as well that you're going to get more features if I pay for the app as an individual, or are you keeping the app free for the average user?
So our idea is not to generate any kind of revenue from the users, Samir. We are very committed to that as of now. I don't know about the future, but definitely this is for the initiative, because personally, if you ask me, this is a very big struggle, that we have seen that not a single platform who is really available for a shopkeeper, in Hindi, can tell you in cartoon video and tell you that if you are getting a request from a Google Pay or any wallet or some kind of wallet, and do not send your money, or maybe OLX scams, right? So that was the core of my mind. I'm not sure we are that much active in CSR activity, but this is a kind of, you can consider the CSR activity in a major scale.
Yeah.
We really help individual to save money from in the banks and their hard-earned money. So definitely not a single rupee earning from the customers or the users who are using it for free. Definitely, because this is the problem statement which belongs to a human being, and human beings is a part of an organization, right?
Yeah.
They are connected. So that's the reason we have a. So if you allow me, can I share my screen just to give you a little bit of understanding from the enterprise side also?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So let me quickly share my screen. I'm not sure. Okay. So this is at the enterprise version, Samir. So you can see we have 150 modules, and this is the game changer in terms of the basic learning for every individual. So if you see the star ones, these are the importance of software updates. So just give me, let me get back. And so this is dashboard for an organization. So, so if I click on admin here. So this is a score of an organization where 150 people got registered on the platform, 196 people are active, and out of that 125 people who have at least done one module, and 30 people are having, more than this score. But for organization score, this is very bad. So so you can update the user base here. You can use so these are my close friends, my high risk individuals. So as an CISO or as an HR, I can create modules department wise, and I can choose the content, like my finance team. So for my finance team, I need to choose tax scams. I can choose fake PO scams, so and so forth. So from this rich library, you can run a campaign for every department, or maybe for a whole company throughout the year. And the best part is majority of the solutions for enterprises are only web-based solutions, though we have web-based also, but mobile-based is something is the new trend, everyone is using. I think we are a very rare product who is the mobile first approach in terms of doing this. So if you look at this, like fake social media friend, fake Snapchat, one small thing which we try to differentiate, the biggest challenge for every organization is to attract individuals to really, and by the way, this is something, the module which you should, everyone you should do, safe phone data wiping, So this we were talking about.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge for every organization today is that they have a lot of learning management solution like this, but they do not want to jump and learn out of it. They feel it boring, and they feel it like it's an extra burden on their head. So what we did is, if you see all the modules very carefully, I'll give you a small thing. Like we have coronavirus scams, work from home. Now look at this. How phone pay secure usage, WhatsApp payment, we have to securely use Beam, Paytm, Uber, and there was a time we made a module on TikTok also.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you some more examples. And by the way, Zoom, WebEx, online dating scams, SEO frauds, and if I go to a very, very granular one, you will find something funny, or I'm not sure. We have covered all the social media also. Now this is interesting. How to recover your hacked Yahoo account? How to recover hacked WhatsApp account? How to hack your... Now imagine how many times you have a credible source where anyone can today in India, if he got hacked, where he should go. And it was a huge problem. Now this really attracts an individual at a personal level also. Now what I will do is, I will add this module and add other modules which are required for the organization to be protected, right? Now, because of this module, my employee will come and say, okay, he read that, and he can jump to other modules also. And not only this, think about how to save your PlayStation, how to save your Xbox, Apple Watch, Android Watch, Alexa, So it's how to secure your CCTV, so on and so forth. So from a surfing point of view, from browser setting, like I'm using Chrome right now. In Chrome, there are 10 settings which are there in terms of security. And if someone has created a fake profile of yours on Facebook, how to report that fake profile, how to report that Twitter. Now it's a real things which will really attract individuals, like how to find your lost Android phone, how to safely use the Signal application, So even it is safe, but how to use that? So in the enterprise version, you will get this thing, plus you can run the campaigns. Like in my organization, my CISO had run these campaigns, hacked account information, mobile campaigns, Instagram use. So this is how you can actually run it. We have another version of that, but again, I think the time is not that much there. But I hope you got the context for.
Absolutely. It kind of gives the whole look of it's a one-stop solution where you have almost all products and all the services that one would interact with on a daily basis. So you could literally, if you have that sheet open, just do a Control F and type Facebook, or even something as uncommon as, let's say, Xbox, and you have like how to stay safe on your console or any social platform. And so it does look like a comprehensive solution. But even from the individual perspectives, like if I go through the app from the home, which describes the risk, to all the courses, the results of the courses that I have taken, the dark web information, my own account information, it kind of gives the feeling that, hey, if I need to check up on something, this is a place to be. And like you highlighted, right, it's usually the human error which is the first step that leads to a hack when you click on the link. So I think it looks like a pretty comprehensive thing. Now I'm gonna, check out the app a little more, go through some of the courses and see what it's like. So
absolutely. And I would love to take your feedback also.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
maybe you can come up with a review, your first review on Save Me, and that will be a great help.
But the larger perspective is, like you said, you've gotten a lot of feedback from common people who've used it.
Yes.
Any specific feedback which was a big eye opener that said, hey, yes, this is the first thing we should tackle in our next update that you'd like to share?
So I think the biggest update for us is something came from high net worth individuals.
Okay.
So there are very big high net worth individuals. They are saying, okay, you are saying you are going to protect this and this. Can you, like a physical security? For example, I'm a billionaire. So for a physical security, I have a team who takes care of my family. Do you have something which can take care of my family in the virtual world?
Yeah.
So if you see in the application, we have added that section. This is known as Safety Platinum. So for high net worth individuals who are concerned, especially after the recent things happened in the media and all, everyone was concerned. We bombarded with the request that can you please help us in terms of maintaining our security posture in the right manner, and so on and so forth. So, and it's a global problem. Today I don't know that Elon Musk is having a security company, or there is the one security company who ensured that at least 99% will take care of your cybersecurity posture. So I think that's a very good field to be in, and that was an eye opener for them. And we made the service, and we are up and running right now with that also. But that is only for very, very specific individuals. It's like the overall security. Second, which I really loved about, and I think all the viewers, if you're watching, if you're an enterprise user, the special problem they came to us. They said, okay, can you please change the content according to our request? This was waiting. So I'll give an example. The bigger challenge than this was that in companies, whatever the security policies which a company make, or CISO make, or CIO make, people don't read that. It's a huge problem. HR bhejta hai, but they don't see that. They don't look into it. So they said, can you solve this problem for us? So then what we did is, for few customers, we made a 3-minute video on their policies. If they have 10 policies, that 30-minute video, right? So before running this cybersecurity posture, first, a person, when anybody who joins or someone, he needs to see this video where in 30 minutes, he will cover all the company's requirements, and then they will jump into the cyber awareness stuff. So customize in terms of content and the country specific and the language for sure. We have international customers who are looking for a language, and right now it is available in Hindi and English. But right now we are in the process of adding at least 8 more specific language in support globally, just to add more customer base into it. And the best part is smoothless onboarding was some, again, people ask, and then lastly the result. And the best part about this application for an enterprise is, in the end, is a CISO or a board member. Now, if you are showing this to a board member, you cannot talk technical to them. May or may not that person is a technical guy. You cannot talk, diye hack ho gaya and all. But this is a 0 day. They don't understand. So you can show a dashboard and say, sir, these are the locations globally. In India, this is your people security. 3.5. That includes maybe 10,000, 20,000, 5 lakh people which are there. So this makes sense to an individual. 0 to 5 is the simplest form. You can quantify a human error and can visualize a board member to see he is safe or not. And now you can actually ask a budget. If we want to jump from 2 to 3, I need this more customized module from the company, so on and so forth. So you cannot have more simplest manner of addressing the boardroom and showing this content to them in that way, right? So this is something I think is the real game changer and eye-opening for us.
Absolutely. Anything else on the topic of security or social media that you want to highlight that we may not have spoken about till now?
So my request to all the digit readers or the people who are watching it, please download this application. And because you are far tech savvy than any other platform or a reader, especially digits. I'm not sure you know. I was in 8th standard when I bought Digit, and I'm a regular subscriber for Digit right now. I'm like 33 or 34, I don't know. So I'm a very loyal customer of Digit. If you haven't subscribed, you do that for sure.
Yeah.
Still, we have a lot of, and trust me, um, so the feedback which is coming from the Digit viewers is a great feedback for us, because you guys are not normal human beings. You are the nerds and the geeks who are there, who will rip apart our application, I am sure. And maybe if you find a bug, report to us, will help us to fix that. So from any suggestion from that, so my request is only to all the viewers of Digit, subscribe, and please download the application. Subscribe
Abs-
Digit, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. So Rahul said it, and you've heard it here. If you had
Yeah.
any questions about the WhatsApp privacy policy changes, about apps that you're using, about safety, security in general, you can always let us know in the comment section below. And of course, if we get enough questions on any topic, we are going to share it with Rahul, and he can always help us find the solutions. You can always check out the Safe Me app for individuals. It's there on iOS and Android. We'll leave a link to the app also in the description, so it's easier for you to find. And of course, your feedback is valued. So thank you so much, Rahul, for joining us for this. And for the rest of you, subscribe to the channel so you're updated when we upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching.